Virgo, you saw somebody's tactics from a mile away. Now, the thing that I've been getting to call out and yell from the rooftops and say it with my chest is that warlocks, which are male witches, who have been using their secret weapon of manipulation, are being called to the pearly gates and being judged. Yep. What's the definition of manipulation? Well, it is to control or play upon by unfair or insidious means, especially to one's own advantage. But Virgo, you want to know something interesting? These things don't work on you. They may have worked on you in the past, but as it stands, the things that were sent your way, especially during, I'm saying like the last 2 years, and even for some of y'all still presently, the things that have been sent your way was supposed to throw you off track. You're supposed to be somewhere in somebody's crazy house in a corner with a straight jacket on in an all white room, shivering, shaking, talking about the monkeys are coming to get you. But the fact that you are where you are, even surpassing the expectations of those around you, that in itself is a blessing, is a miracle. But there's one particular person who thinks that's not fair, that's not right. You ain't supposed to be where you are. And so when I got to see behind the veil, and this is on a collective scale, you can watch that reading, I got to see how it is viewed from that realm. People using manipulative tactics, right? People lying and pretending. All of those pretenders, all of those people who use fake representatives and act like they're somebody else and acting like they're really interested. People who do all that love bombing. Even in business, lying and pretending, acting like they got these contacts and those connections, and they don't. They're just using people, abusing the system, all that kind of stuff. Those people are being judged and called to the forefront. But it's something that somebody tried to do or use against you that I don't know if you're aware, or maybe you were aware in the spirit realm and this is your confirmation message. But something, they tried it and it did not work on you. Okay, let's see what it is. What did this warlock try to do? First card up. Oh, the emperor. Okay, well, first of all, excuse me. You didn't block anything. God blocked it. Y'all know that song they sing in church? God blocked it. Yeah. Song that the choir sing. God blocked it. So God blocked something on your behalf. Wow, thank you. So the first thing that you need to know is you didn't even see it. And the reason why like this emperor pops up is like, it's like to me in this deck, it represents like the creator. Okay. So the one who created the winds and the waves and all that kind of stuff. You have a supernatural team that is fighting on your behalf, blocking these things. And one thing, let me tell you something. When an enemy sends something your way and God block it, that is super scary. You know how we'd be like, oh, you know, the ancestors stepped in. Oh, the angel stepped in. That's one thing. But if I was a warlock out there, if I was a male witch, if I was a man out there manipulating and lying to women and stealing their pennies and doing all that kind of stuff, boy, I'd be so scared right now. If you know that's you, whoo, you better get ready because there ain't no way you can dodge it or miss it. Because when God say, excuse me, angels, excuse me, I got this, you in trouble. You in real big trouble. Now let's see what's going on. Speaking of spirit realm and behind the scenes, let's see what's going on behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. Oh, we got the same card in the collective reading. The girls are talking, honey. The girls are going to be discussing you. You see, I got this earlier too, the word unity. See, the ladies are about to start linking up and about to start sharing notes. And it's like, you mean tell me he did the same thing? He did the same thing. Because what happens is you leave a string of broken hearts and you do it on purpose and you know exactly what you're doing. And you know that you're causing people pain and you don't care. So a lot of these women are starting to unify and we got the spirit of God backing us up. Girls are glowing up, getting promoted. And where does that leave you? Well, it leaves you in the judgment seat by yourself. And so what's going on behind the scenes, this is more so even for the warlock, like even, you know, with you Scorpio ladies, it's like you're starting to see, you're getting information, your intuitive downloads are coming in, you're tapping into the feminine energy. And at the same time, this warlock is starting to maybe even hear about themselves on the street. It's a lot of rumors going around about this person. It's like their veil can't be hidden anymore. It's like he did the same thing to you. He told the same thing. He had that same lame game with you. He did that same stupid love bombing. Oh, yeah, girl. He was pretending all like he was in love. Girl, yeah. Uh-huh. It's like you're being discussed. It's like locker room talk in reverse. It's like you thought you was bragging because you did something with her. Whole time, everybody's laughing like he was getting used and penetrated by a demon and he didn't even realize it. He thought he was bending her over the whole time. The demon was right there, had him bent over too. All right, let's see what we got working in the high vibrational end. Oh, the 7 of Cups. Okay, so you're about to get a lot of clarity in the midst of confusion. Some of you guys have been meditating, you've been getting downloads, you've been having dreams, and you've been maybe even a little confused. You don't really know, what does this really mean? Well, this is why this message is here, for the clarity. Okay. Also, I'm getting, there's a time to be quiet and there's a time to speak up, right? There's a time and a place. There's a time where it's inappropriate, and then there's a time where it's totally appropriate. Like in this card, she went to a ball and she took the heels. She had on a fancy dress, but when she got there, it was a sneaker ball. But it just so happened that she took her sneakers just in case she got uncomfortable in her heels. So boom, she was already ready. So she had on a fancy, elegant gown, which would majority of the time calls for some heels. But because of the occasion, there was an exception to the rule. And so in this case, there's like something that was supposed to work on you, or something that was supposed to hurt you or hinder you or hold you back or trick you, manipulate you. It's like in any other situation that might have worked. They might have got you. But there's an exception to this rule. There's a twist. There's irony in it somewhere. Again, like the irony, like you thought you was getting this, but you really got that. Somebody thought they was bending you over the whole time they was getting bent. Okay? And again, maybe your exception to the rule is that you are a true child of God. It's like, hold on, wait a minute then now, sir, with your hood on. I see you over there. I see what you did there. I saw that lie you told. I saw you, the way you switched those words around and you thought it was all right. You knew what you was doing. See, you think because it was in your mind and because it was in your head and because it was sneaky. See, some of y'all think you could play with God. Like God's so stupid he didn't see that either. Really? He created your whole brain. You understand that? You were created. So you can't trick your creator. And that's so wild how people think they can do that. They think, and that's how narcissism works. Half y'all be narcissists and don't even realize it until somebody snap you out of it. And some of y'all who are true narcissists, or you just spent your whole life playing with people and hurting people and didn't care, you're about to snap out of it real quick. Some of y'all been stuck in psychosis. You about to snap out of it real quick. If I was you, I'd be getting my affairs in order. Let's see what we got on the low vibrational end. Ooh, the Hierophant. I just said you better get your affairs in order. Ain't not a voodoo priest, ain't even not a Christian preacher that can save you. You have to answer to that. May God have mercy on your soul, but the Hierophant can't save you. You can't run the church. You can go to church if you want to. Sure. But see, this right here, to me, is saying you forgot about your spirit, man. You were so busy feeding your flesh and feeding your ego and feeding your pride that you forgot that you have a spirit that don't care about none of that. So now you about to get snapped out of your flesh and put into your spirit. And what you don't realize is that your spirit is somewhere burning in hell because you wasn't focusing on God. You was focusing on being a demon. You was focusing on manipulating and tricking people and lying and being a pretender when not a real you has to suffer for it. And there's not a preacher on this earth who can save you. And girl, you've been sitting down on that bed breathing and easy because God got you in the position that you are, because somebody got to get some rest for all of these spiritual warfare that's been waged. That's what you do when you do that, Mr. Warlock. You wage psychological warfare on people just so they can like you. Tell me you suck without telling me you suck. I know I got to trick everybody into believing I'm somebody else because the real me, they wouldn't like. And that's your excuse. God, they wouldn't like the real me. So I had to pretend. I had to lie. I had to front it. Okay. Let's see what that gets you. Next 7 days for Virgo. The Page of Swords. Listen, the intel, the information, I told you, the girls are talking. Things are happening. Somebody about to get their moment. Okay? For every person they lied to, for every woman they manipulated and tricked, for every person that they love bombed, for every business deal that they knew they wasn't going to keep their end of the bargain. They're going to have to pay for it all at one time. And you know what's so crazy? It all starts with one little piece of information. You know how you found one little piece of information and it's like, well, if this is this, then that means it leads to that. It leads to that. And then the whole can of worms just come busting open. That's how this is. Somebody's whole can of worms is about to get bust open, and it all starts with one little piece of information. But it's not by mistake, and it ain't gonna be by surprise, because this is the judgment of the Warlock. You understand? So that's what I get for you guys. You guys can follow my other social media, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you one of my subscribers. If you like the cards in this deck, you can visit waterstarvibes.com and get yours. Okay, so that's what I give for you guys. Again, thank you so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video.